Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mahar Arena as we present to you Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals in women's hockey between the Concordia Stingers and the McGill Martlets. My name is Max McGill. I am joined by Oliver Richmond. It's the rivalry as old as time, and boy, it's great to have it in the playoffs as Concordia faces off against McGill in Game 1 here of the RSEQ semifinals. Both teams are just about to hop on the ice. Will get to the special presentations for individual awards, all-stars, and etc. before we get to puck drop. But Oliver, it's the regular season over, and now it's playoff time.
It was a great regular season, but this is the part that everybody looks forward to. It's the playoffs. It's one of the best sports to ever watch is playoff hockey. The intensity just picks up 10 notches. The play is faster. There's much more contact, big hits everywhere, and I've been waiting for it all season, Max. I'm very excited to be here, especially in Mahar Arena for the rivalry matchup between Concordia and McGill. A game that gets you excited no matter the time of the year, but to have it, like you said, in the first round of the playoffs, that's just 10 times more exciting.
On the other side of the island, Game 1 between the Carabin and Université de Montréal and the Bishop's Gators is about to get underway as well, as that is the 2-3 matchup. Tonight, this is the 1-4, as we get the starting line for McGill. It is Jeanne Rivard-Coulombe in goal. We'll get back to her numbers for the starting goaltenders after the national anthem, as it's Mia Giles, Cassidy Blanchard, and then it is the line of Taylor Garcia, Megan Cronwall, and Annika Cormier that will be starting off for McGill. The other lines, Jordan Watson, India Benoit, Chloé Blanchard, Megan Charbonneau, Elodie Boutin, Mika Chang, and then Reese Mason, along with Riley Karatzis, and at the back end, it will conclude with number 9, Megan Cronwall, at the back, so pardon me, so Seren Kassem in at that first line for McGill. So Kassem, Garcia, and Cormier, the starting line for the McGill Martlets. On the other side for Concordia, we get the starting lineup. No surprise for Concordia. They will be going on with Jordan Verbeek. And then the starting forwards won't be a surprise. It will be Jessimo Drapeau, Zoe Thibault, and Émilie Lucier. On defense, it looks like it's going to be Camille Richard and Émilie Lavoie, the defensive pairing there. Other lines for Concordia go as follows. Ekaterina Pelovic, Frédéric Velpost, and Courtney Rice are the second line. Noémie Godreau, Rosalie Parent, along with Alexis Bidier, is the third line. And on that fourth line is Juliette Leroux, Audrey Clavette, along with Kate Furlong. The other defenders for Concordia, Angie Jobin, Rachel McIntyre, Annie Robinson, and Béatrice Caron. Players will get to the ice as we are moments away from the national anthem and the individual prize awards. Just double check. So we'll go to the award ceremony first before we get to the national anthem. And boy, does Concordia have a list of honorees. We'll start off with the All-Stars. It is Jordan Verbeek, Émilie Lucier, Jessimo Drapeau, and Émilie Lavoie.
I mean, when you have a team that goes 22-2 on a season, it's going to be tough to not have a bunch of all-stars, especially when you have the two highest point scorers in the country in Jessimo Drapeau and Émilie Lucier, and also one of the best goalies in the country at Jordan Verbeek.
We get the presentation of the rookie team members. It's Frédéric Velpost and Angélie Jobin. Jobin getting the extra honor of Rookie of the Year. 2 goals, 12 assists for 14 points for the defender of Concordia.
What an impact she made in the back half of the season. Definitely a bit of a slower start. She was trying to find her footing. Obviously, it's a new team. It's your first university games. It's going to be a little difficult to get used to it out there. But she found that matchup. She found that pairing with Caron, and you could see she started to get comfortable. She had those 2 goals that were both crucial goals this season, and her and Caron have become a great dynamic duo, definitely pushing even more on offense than they were at the start of the year, and what a special player she will be for seasons to come.
3 more awards as well to give out. Coach of the Year goes to head coach Julie Chu. No surprise there. The Leadership and Engagement Award goes to Jordan Verbeek. And then the MVP for this season, none other than the captain herself, Jessimo Drapeau.
We talked about it when it was senior night last week, Max, about the impact that these players have had. Jessimo Drapeau, 40 points this year, 22 goals, 18 assists, just an unreal season for her. And then Jordan Verbeek, we talked about the stuff off the ice as well, and very deserving of that leadership award. She's done so much for the community, coaches a team as well on the side of playing hockey and being a university student and being on the Dean's List, just an overall unreal person and a great hockey player.
Let's get into some pregame notes here between Concordia and McGill. Oliver, keys to the game here for Concordia. It is game one of a best-of-3 series. It's against the 4th place in McGill, but we've seen it time and time again. McGill does not give up without a fight.
They've pushed them to overtime many times this season. There's been multiple games that have been one-goal game deciders in regulation. So this team is very talented. They are very able. They're a very deep team. Lines 1 through 4 are all very strong. They just don't have that one standout star to get them a goal when they need it. So McGill, it's not going to be an easy game. You can't walk into this like it's going to be a breeze. We saw them last year, these two teams, Concordia and McGill, in the first round of the RSEQ playoffs. And it was a 2-1 game in that first game here at Mahar Arena. So you can never count McGill out. A super strong program for many, many years. Used to dominate Concordia way back when. Not way back when. It was just the recent past. Since Concordia has decided to go on a 31-game win streak against McGill in the recent past. But an overall program really strong. So this is not going to be an easy first round. And it's a great test for Concordia.
Well, you don't have to go that far, as you mentioned, to 2021-2022 season, when it was Concordia and McGill in the final, with now PWHL player for the Montreal Victoire, Jay Danny-Landry. That series was in the RSEQ finals. It was a back-and-forth series that went all the way to 2 games, but that's because Concordia was able to steal the first game away at McGill, and they were able to take care of the rest of the series and win the RSEQ championship, starting off this franchise winning run for Concordia. And for the Stingers, reminder, they lost last year's final against Bishop, so they're trying to get back on their winning ways and get another number and another year on that Concordia Conference Championship banner.
The season last year seemed perfect. It felt like everything was going to be going for Concordia to go back-to-back on that national championship, but the one team in their way, Bishops, who ended up becoming the national champs. And that season kind of gets overlooked now because of that loss in the RSEQ final. But honestly, that season was unreal, and they've kept those winning ways going with a 22-2 season. But the only 2 games they've lost were against the Bishops Gators. So Bishops still remaining in the minds of Concordia. I bet they'd love a rematch in that RSEQ final to get their get back and get themselves into the national championship.
As we're just about to be finished with the ceremony, still one more prize to give out here, as we get the referees as well named. And we'll go to the national anthem shortly. And for McGill, they'll look to strike first and go quickly as we go to the national anthem. And then we'll get you your starting goaltenders, as it's Concordia and McGill here at Mahar Arena.
Generation.
Let's get to your starting goaltenders for Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. We start off with McGill, and it's the number 30, Jade Rivard-Coulombe.
Jade Rivard-Coulombe, the stats may not show it, but she's a very, very talented goalkeeper. This season, a .351 goal against average, an .880 save percentage, and a record of 2-15. So she was in net for both those wins for McGill this season.
On the other side is the calm and steady Leadership and Engage award-winning goaltender, Jordan Verbeek.
Jordan Verbeek having one of the best seasons we've seen in a while. She made two of the best saves I've seen in a while, one of them being last week with a great stick save to rob Montreal. She's got a 1.4 goal against average, a .941 save percentage, a 14-2 record, and to go along with that, 4 shutouts on this season.
The crowd is electric. It's a rivalry as old as time, as we mentioned to start off. It's the two Montreal English universities facing off at Emaha Arena. Face-off between India Benoit and Zoe Thibault. Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. Thank you all for joining us on this Thursday evening. Face-off won by Concordia, and we are underway as Drapeau shoots it down the ice. Knocked away by Rivard-Coulombe, then dumped away by McGill. Chasing after is India Benoit. It's a quick 2-on-1 here for McGill. Benoit waits, passing across, can't get a pass. Backhander pass in front, knocked away as Chloé Blanchard tried to pass it in front. Now some pushing and shoving to start off this one between Camille Richard and Jordan Watson as McGill get the first chance on goal.
Choosing a fight with Camille Richard is definitely something I would not want to do. Standing at 6'3", definitely a scary sight to see when you go to challenge the goalie.
Face off on the left side of Jordan Verbeek. Won by McGill, but the puck goes all the way down the ice. Cassidy Blanchard chasing after it. Lucie pokes it off. Lucie will go to Lavoie. Lavoie all the way to the other side to Richard. Richard shoots it in front, blocked by Chloé Blanchard, and it goes to Mia Giles. She punches it away and knocks it away with her stick. It goes all the way back down to Emilie Lucie. Lucie settles the puck down, goes behind her net. Trying to find a long pass, that's intercepted. Charbonneau with possession for the Martlets. Charbonneau passing in front, can't find Mika Chang. Goes all the way back to the point for Bridget O'Hare. O'Hare shoots it in front, goes wide to the right side. Taking over now is Pelowich. Concordia's second line out on the ice. Ekaterina Pelowich along with Frédéric Velpast and Courtney Rice. Velpast with it to the point for Caron. Caron to Rice. Rice, good move with space. Still Courtney Rice trying to chase after. Gets poked off the puck. It's Elodie Boutin with it now for the Martlets. Boutin on the right side. Tracking back is Angélie Jobin. Jobin will be able to disrupt play, and an offside is called. Faceoff will be just outside of Concordia's zone, right in front of the Stingers bench, as we have just under a minute and a half gone by in the first.
McGill doing a good job of setting the pace early. They've done a great job of attacking the blue line, getting bodies deep, getting pressure on every player when Concordia has the puck, and they created an early 2-on-1 opportunity for themselves as well.
Puck dumped away by Haley Neal in Concordia territory. It's Lavoie to backhand it to Rosalie Parent as the Stingers' third line now on the ice. Pass by Parent, intercepted by McGill. Puck dumped back in, it goes to Jordan Verbeek. Verbeek plays it, misplays as Cormier gets it, trying to pass it in front for Garcia. Knocked away by Parent. And Rosalie Parent trying to move it forward, but she gets blocked in front of the Burns box. It's taken back over by McGill. Haley Neal dumps it in. Verbeek will play it again behind her net as McGill goes for a change, giving some space to Concordia, but now a pass intercepted by Benoit. Tried to shoot it, got deflected, goes into the corner right side. Lavoie pokes it forward for Gaudreau. She gets knocked over, no call. Puck dumped in front of the benches. Will go all the way back to McIntyre. She'll go to Camille Richard. Pressure mounting from McGill. Richard with a good spin move to give her some space. Long pass will go off of a McGill player to Audrey Clavette, who can't control it. Now working on the forecheck against Cassidy Blanchard. Puck now taken to India Benoit. She'll pass over for Jordan Watson. Watson dumps it in, goes around Camille Richard. Annie Robinson can't get to it, but it goes back to Richard. Clavette loses possession. Backhander back into Concordia territory. Juliette Leroux can't keep it. It goes back to Benoit for the Marlets. Benoit Long pass will find Megan Chailly. Chailly shoots it, blocked by Richard. Puck loose in between the skates of Cormier. O'Hare manages to keep it alive. Now a chance for Kassem. Backhander saved by Verbeek. Rebound will collect it. Whistle sounds and we'll have a face-off. And this is the playoff jitters we were talking about, Oliver. Concordia can't seem to keep possession, and McGill are pressuring through.
Concordia not looking like the team that we know they are. McGill looking like a brand new team, putting the pressure on the Stingers early, doing a great job of creating opportunities off turnovers. Concordia's turned the puck over at least 3 times already in the first few minutes of this first period. Definitely going to need to settle in, and no better line to have out there to settle the game down than this scoring first line.
Puck on the left, on the right boards. Goes to the point for Bridget O'Hare. O'Hare down low. Goes to Céline Kassem. Kassem to Cormier. Cormier's pass in front. Can't find Garcia. Puck loose. Finally goes to Emilie Lucier. Lucier goes to the captain in Drapeau. Drapeau trying to flick it over, but it just missed it off her stick. Puck goes back to Drapeau, and she'll backhand it in. Chailly with possession for the Martlets. Backhand pass only finds Emilie Lucier. Lucier circles around the net. Goes all the way back to the blue line. Will shoot it in front. Blocked by Chailly, and she'll move it out. Chailly trying to flick it away, but that puck just goes skyward into the out of play. And we'll have a face-off just outside the McGill Martlet zone.
Luckily for McGill, they did cross the blue line, so obviously not going to be a penalty there, but maybe a missed opportunity as Concordia was in the middle of a change, but now they're not going to be able to get a break as that puck stays right outside their zone.
Second line back on the ice here for Concordia as Mia Giles with possession for the Martlets. She'll manage to push it in Stinger zone. Puck behind the net to Courtney Rice. Backhand pass, can't find Pelowicz. It goes to Charbonneau. Charbonneau gets knocked over, no call. It goes to Pelowicz. She'll find Frédéric Velpost. Velpost will shoot it, blocker saved by Yvonne Coulomb. Puck just goes behind her skate. Courtney Rice and Velpost trying to keep possession, will be able to do so on the forecheck. And it's Rice with it. Rice goes across for Lavoie. Lavoie shoots it in front, blocked in front by Mia Giles, and she felt that one as she fell to the ice. Pelowicz can't keep possession. Mika Chang lost it. Velpass will shoot it. Saved by Yvonne Coulomb. Puck will go behind the net to the right corner. Mika Chang with it. Chang to Boutin. Boutin will backhand it. Icing waved off. Ani Robinson with possession for Concordia. Robinson to Bidier. Bidier crosses the red line. Pushes it forward. Rosalie Parent with it. Parent pass in front. Can't find Gaudreau. And will go to the side and dumped away. Or at least tried to dump away was Reese Mason, but unsuccessful in that one. Chloe Davis dumps it. Goes to Alexis Bidier now for Concordia, and she'll push it forward in McGill territory. Puck takes an awkward deflection. Davis will just backhand it. Haley Neal leaves it off. Reese Mason there to help. It goes all the way back to Beatrice Caron for Concordia. Caron's pass off the boards, can't find Leroux. Neal to neutral ice. Cronwall now pushes into Stingers territory. Back it goes to Juliette Leroux. Concordia's fourth line out on the ice. Clavette to Kate Furlong. Furlong on the back end trying to pass it in front. It's going to be a penalty against McGill. The fourth line gets the penalty against McGill. And it's going to be a power play opportunity as now Chloe Blanchard gets knocked over by Audrey Clavette after the play. No call on that one. Annika Cormier, captain for McGill, wants something called. Ain't going to get it. And it's 5-on-4 upcoming for the Stingers.
That's playoff hockey right there. We saw McGill control the first 3 minutes of this game. Concordia finally able to get a little bit of pressure in the offensive zone. And I've talked about them so much this year, that fourth line. They're such a battery for this team. They're able to bring so much energy and do such a good job on the forecheck. Furlong gets tripped up, and then Clavette absolutely dumps the McGill player as there was some words exchanged after the play. But those kind of things are going to get let go because it is playoff hockey. But Concordia now on the power play.
Tapo back at her, back to Lavoie in front. Can't get the puck to her stick. Pelowicz to Jobin. On the other side to Drapeau. Back to the point for Jobin. Jobin, wrist shot in front. Saved by Yvonne Coulomb. Rebound on the backhander. Pelowicz lost it. Goes back to Lavoie. Jobin can't reach the puck, and now we'll go back to neutral ice, and Concordia have to refire.
On the season, Concordia at 22% on the power play, which puts them at first in the RSEQ.
Lavoie to Drapeau. Drapeau, wrist shot in front. Block. Pelowicz lost the puck between her skates again. Pelovic back to Drapeau. Drapeau, wrist shot in front, blocked. Trying to clear it away was McGill, but it's blocked off by Beatrice Caron. Goes back to Drapeau. Concordia making some changes. Drapeau down low to Bidier. Bidier waits, shoots it. Blocked in front, and the puck will get cleared away by McGill.
On the other side of the special teams, McGill sitting at 69% on the penalty kill. So definitely not one of the stronger teams on the penalty kill, and one of the strongest teams in the country on the power play, and a great opportunity here. Still 30 seconds left on the man advantage for Concordia.
Lucier working on the backhand, has to circle back. Will go to the point for Caron. Caron back down to Lucier. Lucier loses possession, however, and now Concordia have to go quick if they want to strike on this power play. Richard to Caron, less than 20 seconds to go on the 5-on-4. Puck in front of McGill's bench. It's Camille Richard with it. Richard gets blocked off by Bridget O'Hare. She'll backhand around the boards, goes back to Neal. Neal tries to clear it. She gets blocked away by Lucier. Lucier back with it on the backhand. Goes back on the forehand, trying to wrap it around in front. Puck is loose. Who can cover it? No one can. It goes behind the net to Thibault. Now to Lucier. Lucier trying to backhand in front. Gets deflected out in the air. Puck loose in between a couple McGill skates. And it's finally Haley Neal with it as we're back to 5-on-5. Rosalie Parent back to Lucier. Lucier shoots it from an awkward angle. Puck loose and finally covered up by Jade Rivard-Coulombe. Whistle sounds, and we'll have a face-off with just under 8 minutes gone by in the first. Still no score between Concordia and McGill in Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals.
So Concordia going to start their playoffs off 0-for-1 on the power play, but a great momentum boost as they're able to get 3 shots. And Emily Lucier with a tough angle shot there leads for maybe an opportunity for Zoe Thibault as she crashes the net and gets a couple extra pushes and shoves after the play, as McGill didn't feel too happy about her going at their goalie.
Lavoie to McIntyre. McIntyre to Gaudreau. Gaudreau shoots in front. Saved by Rivard-Coulombe. Whistle sounds, and we'll have a face-off as it's a broken second line out on the ice here for Concordia, with Pelovic working on the power play. So it's Velpaz, Courtney Rice, and Noemi Gaudreau, the forward line.
With those changes in the power play that we saw in the second semester, splitting Drapeau, Thibault, and Lucier up, we're seeing more players getting opportunities on the power play, which creates those next couple minutes after the power play a bit of a scramble for the Stingers as they've got to switch up their lines.
McIntyre in front, shoots it, blocked away. It goes to the left side. Courtney Rice manages to keep it in on the forecheck. We'll go to Gaudreau. Gaudreau trying to pass it in front. Nobody home for the Stingers as the puck remains behind the net. Circles around to the point to Lavoie. Lavoie pass it to Velpaz. She manages to keep it in, but it only finds the stick of Taylor Garcia for McGill. Garcia goes around the boards, finds Céline Kassem. Kassem will push it to the other side for Cassie Blanchard. Blanchard will just shoot it down the ice, knocked away to the right side by Jordan Verbeek. Kassem back with it. Pass in front. Chang looking for it, trying to go for the wraparound now. Backhander in front, saved by Jordan Verbeek as he took a shot against Céline Kassem. Lavoie with it. Has Megan Chailly against her. Still Lavoie. Long pass will find Juliette Leroux. Can't go around Bridget O'Hare on the first attempt. And O'Hare will get there first and backhand around the boards. Goes back to Chang. Richard keeps it in. Behind the net. Juliette Leroux passing in front. Can't find Clavette. It goes to Taylor Garcia for the Martlets. Garcia flicks it forward, but it's blocked by Camille Richard. Trying to dump it away is Kate Furlong. But fans on that attempt, and it goes back to the Martlets. Bridget O'Hare with possession. O'Hare, her pass intercepted by Lucier. Lucier waits, shoots it, goes skyward, hits the top of the netting over the glass. Whistle sounds. We'll have 10:30 left in the first period. Still no score.
Concordia starting to find their footing, and McGill on their heels as they're struggling to get it out of their own zone without any great opportunities until just a few moments ago, where Garcia made a great charge behind the net. There's a wide open shooter, but Verbeek stops it for her 3rd save of the night.
Face-off won by Concordia. Jessimo Drapeau can't get to the puck. And now it's Chloé Blanchard to move it forward for the Martlets. She dumps it in, goes around Robinson and Richard. Still Chloé Blanchard with possession. Passing in front, can't find India Benoit clearly. Jordan Watson trying to fight her way to get possession. Blanchard had it for a second, but now it's Concordia with it, with Emilie Lucier on the left side. Lucier looking for a pass. Still Lucier trying to go back in front for Drapeau, but can't get to it, but goes back to Caron. Caron to Lucie. Lucie wrists it in front, goes wide to the left side. Drapeau trying to shoot on an awkward angle. Thibault, the backhander in front. Nobody home for Concordia. Cassidy Blanchard to Jordan Watson. Watson at least gets it to neutral ice as Concordia was making a change. It's Angélique Jobin with it. We'll go to Gaudreau. Gaudreau still with it. Gaudreau on the left side. Wrist shot saved by Rivard Coulombe straight to her glove. Whistle sounds, and we'll have a face-off shot number 7 in the period for Concordia.
Since Gaudreau had that 2-goal game late into the back half of the season, she's looked so much more aggressive on offense, and we see it there. She takes it from her own end, standing in the spot of the defense before taking it all the way up the ice and getting a nice wrister on net, which allows the full change to happen and get an offensive zone faceoff.
Now it's Megan Charbonneau with speed for the Martlets. Charbonneau gets poked off the puck by McIntyre, and she'll cover it up. But Charbonneau with a bit of snow, and now some more pushing and shoving after the play as Karatzis, McIntyre collide. McIntyre looks like will McIntyre go to the box? No, that won't be the case. It's only going to be Charbonneau, it looks like. So Charbonneau is going to go to the box, and it's going to be a power play upcoming for Concordia.
A great job there by McGill, winning the faceoff and getting down the other end and creating an opportunity, but then you getting a little bit too ahead of yourself, making a bit of a silly mistake, and those are the kind of things that happen in the playoffs when you get a little bit nervous. You start making some interesting decisions, and that one right there was, and McIntyre definitely not happy about it, seeing that kind of action happen to her goalie. She lets McGill know that that will not be okay and that they will be getting hit and pushed to the ice if something like that happens again. Another opportunity in this first period for Concordia on the power play.
You see one-timer save by Rivard Coulombe. Rebound will get knocked away, but kept in by Concordia. Zoe Thibault to Richard. Richard back down low for Thibault. Thibault has to get back the puck between her skates. It goes to Caron. Now to Lucie. Lucie, wrist shot in front, block. Thibault on the rebound, saved by Rivard Coulombe, and backhanded away by India Benoit. Lucie can't keep it in. Chloé Blanchard will at least push it down the ice, and Concordia will make some changes as well.
So the penalty was for unsportsmanlike conduct in the end. Guess a bit too much of a snow there on the Concordia netminder, and the referees weren't too happy about that. We saw in the game last night, the referees did a great job of controlling what was going to be a penalty, what they were going to allow to happen after the whistle, and again, doing that tonight. Setting the tempo, you got to do it in the first round of the playoffs, because if you get it let it get out of hand in the first game, you're never going to be able to get control of it as a referee.
Kassem can't keep it, will pass it forward. Moving up ice is Annika Cormier, McGill's captain, doing a good job of keeping possession in Concordia zone to kill as much time as she can with 48 seconds left on the power play. Struggling to control it is Jobin, but it goes to Emilie Lavoie, and she'll move it out. Lavoie to Drapeau. Drapeau to Bidier. Bidier, wrist shot, saved by Rivard Coulombe. Rebound, scores! Emilie Lavoie in an open cage. And Concordia strike first in game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals.
Bidier off the pass from the captain, Jessimo Drapeau, with a great wrist shot, and it just gets through the McGill goalie, and Emilie Lavoie had plenty of time to put that in the back of the net. It is 1-0 Stingers, and the crowd is loving it here at Ed Mahar Arena. They go 1 for 2 on the power play in the first period.
It's Emilie Lavoie that strikes first for Concordia. Less than 8 minutes to go in this first period. Face-off won by Concordia, and we are back underway. UC can't get it off the poke check. Goes back to Courtney Rice. Rice to Annie Robinson. Now Frédéric pass, manages to keep it in, but can't get the help from UC. It's India Benoit back with it. Her pass can't find Chloé Blanchard. Icing waved off, however. Camille Richard. Richard, backhander to Robinson. Robinson trying to find a pass for Lucie, but accidentally blocked off by Courtney Rice. Goes back to Camille Richard for Concordia. Post, long pass will find Lucie. Lucie Trying to get her way forward around. Chaillet gets knocked over in front of the referee line official. No call. Long pass, can't find Cormier, goes back to McIntyre, now to Lavoie, the lone goal scorer in this game as the Stingers lead 1-0. Now a pass from McIntyre, intercepted by Garcia. Garcia to Chaillet. Chaillet lost the puck between her skates. It gets poked away, knocked down by Kate Furlong. Furlong with speed, trying to go around Anika Cormier, gets knocked into the boards, no call. Clavette will push it behind the net, will go to Chaillet. Chaillet. Long pass off the boards, can't find Cormier. Icing waved off, however. Lavoie. Long pass hits the stick of Clavette. Clavette goes inside, shoots it, saved by Rivard-Coulombe, will collect it in her glove. Whistle sounds, and we will have a face-off with 6:22 remaining in the first period. And Oliver, we can see clearly business has picked up, and the playoffs have officially begun.
Audrey Clavette making her name noticed early on in this game, and that's her first shot on goal, but she's been in some pushing and shoving after almost every whistle on the ice, making sure that McGill knows this fourth line is a force to be reckoned with, and they definitely are. A great line on the forecheck, and they do a great job of bringing energy to every single game.
Iditsi Boutin with it for the Martlets. Boutin circles back, looking for a pass, will go to the point, shot in front, no tip, goes behind the net. Mika Chang back with it, well, she'll shoot it across, but it'll only go to the other side of the ice. Bidzier dumps it in neutral ice, goes to Haley Neal. Neal to Charbonneau. Charbonneau blocked off by Parent, but it goes back to Boutin. Boutin with a good move, trying to shoot it in front, fans on it, and now it's Emilie Lucier with possession for Concordia. Lucier dumps it forward. Lucier with speed on the left side. Backhander saved by Rivard-Coulombe. Jordan Watson with it now for the Martlets. 5:30 left in this first period. Puck poked away by Lucier right in front of the blue line. Goes in front of the penalty box, and Guichard will dump it away. Rivard-Coulombe to take it, knocks it around the boards. Thibault passes the drapeau back in front for Lucier. The puck goes over the net. Chloé Blanchard. Blanchard gets knocked off the puck by Thibault, and it's going to be an offside call on the play. As now some more pushing and shoving after the fact, and Jordan Watson pushing Lucier from behind, knocking one of the officials down. And both teams have to be careful, not just Lucier and not just McGill, as they've been getting the forefront of the penalties so far, but Concordia as well have to be careful on the whistles after the play for potentially getting some roughing calls as well.
100%. Audrey Clavette got away with the first one, a big push, and then McIntyre as well. Both of those were retaliation, so the referee's letting it go. But if you're going to instigate, you're definitely going to get called for a roughing call, so have to watch out. I know it's the playoffs, more stuff gets let go, but the referees will try and take control of the game to not let it get out of hand, and they will start handing out penalties.
Watson's pass in the middle does not find a target. It's dumped back away by Concordia. Cassie Blanchard's pass only finds the stick of Lavoie. Lavoie will just dump it back in, goes back to Blanchard. Blanchard intercepted by Velpaz. Velpaz trying to pass in front for Courtney Rice. Gets blocked by the stick of Mia Giles. It goes all the way back to McIntyre in neutral ice. Puck past the blue line. Pelowich can't keep it. Now it will go to Jordan Watson. She gets knocked into the boards by Velpaz. Kassem chasing after Lavoie. Puck goes to McIntyre. Now to Courtney Rice. Rice off the boards. Pelowich dumps it away. Just over 4 minutes left in the first period. Concordia up 1-0 thanks to a power play goal by Emilie Lavoie. Courtney Rice now with possession for the Stingers. Rice shoots it in front. It's blocked. And knocked it to the side was O'Hare, but it goes back to Pelowich. She leaves it off for Rice. Rice on the backhand. Backhands it in front. Puck still loose. And Rivard-Coulombe will collect it. Whistle sounds, and we'll have a stoppage in play. Shots 13-3 in favor of Concordia.
Shots started out 3-0 for McGill. They looked like the better team in those first 5 minutes. But since they took that first penalty, it's been all Concordia. And if there's any team you don't want to give a little bit of momentum, it's the Stinger side. Once they get momentum and they find their pace of play, they run with it and they take over games. And they've taken over this first period, scoring the first goal of the game.
Face off on the right side of Rivard-Coulombe. Won by Concordia, but the puck is stuck in front of the face-off dot. Finally taken over by Jobin, and she'll find a pass to Leroux, but her backhander goes wide to the right side. Caron keeps it in. Leroux fighting on the forecheck. We'll go to Furlong. Furlong crossed up with Audrey Clavette by accident. The puck is in the right corner. It's Taylor Garcia with possession. Garcia passing across. McGill trying to go for a long play. Hits the skate of Cormier, so the icing's waved off. Verbeek will just leave it off to the reigning Rookie of the Year, Angélique Jobin. Jobin to Parent. Now to Bidier, but the puck gets poked off the stick of Bidier into the McGill bench. Whistle sounds and will refire just outside Concordia zone.
We saw the Stingers' fourth line going to work again. We rarely see them get offensive zone faceoffs. It's usually in the neutral zone that we see them start, but getting an opportunity there, and we're able to hem in McGill for a few seconds. And Leroux had an opportunity on the backhand, unable to get all of it though, so she just pushed it wide.
Puck in front of McGill's blue line, taken over by Concordia. Tani Robinson to Bidier. Bidier lost possession, but the puck goes into McGill territory. Parent and Bidier working on the forecheck. Karatzis gets knocked over. Puck goes all the way to the other side. Charbonneau can't control it. Goes back to Robinson. Robinson to Bidier. Bidier dumps it off the backhand. Behind the net it will go. Blanchard pushes her into the boards. Gets knocked over as Karatzis. Parent on the backhand will go to McIntyre. McIntyre shoots it in front. Goes wide and over the net on the right side. Charbonneau gets tripped up, and that's going to be a penalty against Concordia. And it's going to be Bidier that's going to go to the box. Hooking or tripping, it doesn't matter. It's 2 minutes anyway. And it's a power play upcoming for McGill. And now they have a chance to potentially tie this game before the period ends.
Bidier with a long shift on the ice there. Getting a little bit tired and stops using the skate and starts using the stick. He's going to trip up the McGill defender and draw a penalty. And it's McGill's first opportunity. But I'll be honest, they have not had the greatest power play this season, sitting at 6.25%. And on the other end of the ice, you have the Stingers, second in the RSEQ in penalty killing at nearly 90%, sitting just above 89.
Face off won by Concordia, but unable to clear it. Goes to Garcia. Garcia's backhander only go back to neutral ice to Mika Chang. To note, McGill, when they have struck on the power play, they have striked once against Concordia. So Garcia with possession here for McGill, and they'll look to strike again. As the puck in front of the boards, Garcia still fighting after it. Jobin, you see, doing as much as they can to kill as much time, as a minute 30 is now left on the clock for the power play. Chang just dumps into the right corner, goes to Jordan Watson. Watson backhander in front, knocked away by Lavoie. Lavoie fighting with Charbonneau. Garcia there to help for McGill. Garcia to the point for Chaillet. Chaillet to Chang, down low on the left side. Chang trying to pass it in front, goes off a stick to the other side for Garcia. Garcia waits, shoots it in front, saved by Verbeek. Lavoie back with it behind the net. Lavoie will go for a skate, trying to pass it to Lucie, who was all alone, but good work there from McGill to deny that one, and they'll call a hand pass on the play. The whistle sounds with 56 seconds left on the power play for McGill and a minute 9 left in the period.
One of the most impressive things about the Stingers is that both their first and second line of the penalty kill looks almost exactly the same as their first and second lines of the power play. Every single player on this team able to be super aggressive on the offensive end and super sound on the defensive end.
Last minute of play in this first period, 45 seconds left on the power play for McGill. Pass intercepted by Parent. Will at least push it down to McGill's side of the ice. It goes to Cyrine Kassem. Kassem to Cormier. Cormier can't get around Richard. Parent back with it. Will dump it down the ice. Pelowich will chase after on the forecheck. Yvon Coulomb will get there first, however, and will push it forward to the McGill captain in Cormier. She'll find India Benoit. Benoit to Kassem. Kassem back to Cormier. Cormier down low for Kassem. Lost possession to Richard for a second. Puck in the left corner. 9 seconds left on the power play. Chaillet waits. Goes down low for Kassem. Kassem back to Cormier. Cormier trying to back in front. Poked off the puck. 13 seconds left in the period. Power play has concluded. We're back to 5-on-5. Chaillet dumps it away. We'll find the stick of Beatrice Caron. Caron long pass for Drapeau. 5 seconds left on the clock. Drapeau waits, shoots, and scores! With 1.7 on the clock, Concordia's captain strikes, and the Stingers will go back to the locker room with a 2-0 lead after one.
MVP, ladies and gentlemen, and she strikes late in the first period. An unreal shot there from the Stingers captain. They do a great job at killing off the penalty, not letting McGill get many opportunities, and they go down the other end. And Jessimo Drapeau is able to double the Stingers' lead before the end of the first period.
A fantastic start for the Stingers after one period of play. McGill brought the pressure, but it's Concordia that have striked first. They lead 2-0 after one period of play. We'll get you the first period intermission report, break down all the action that transpired in the first 20 minutes in a couple minutes' time as you're watching RSEQ semifinal game number 1 between McGill and Concordia here at MR Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first period intermission report here at Mahar Arena for game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. Max, we got joined with Oliver Richmond. 2-0 is the scoreline after 20 minutes of play. It is Émilie Lavoie and Jessimo Drapeau scoring for Concordia to give them the 2-0 lead. The first couple minutes did look shaky for Concordia. McGill bringing the pressure as we expected them to do so in this game 1. And after that, things settled down. Concordia got a couple power play opportunities, and they were able to strike twice in 20 minutes.
If you were to tell me that the score would be 2-0 at the end of the period after watching those first 5 minutes of hockey, I'd tell you were crazy. McGill looked like the dominant team. They got 3 shots on net before Concordia got a single one, but then that penalty just flipped the script entirely. We've said it multiple times on this broadcast throughout the season that if you let the Stingers get any bit of momentum, it's almost game over, or at least you're not going to win that period unless you're able to get momentum back. And it looked like they were. They got a power play opportunity, and that's the best way to break any team's momentum is go score a goal on the power play. But Concordia doing yet another great job on the penalty kill. There's a reason they're nearly 90% on the kill this season, and they prove it. And then they score immediately after killing it off. A beautiful goal from the captain.
With 1.7 seconds left on the clock, no less. And we mentioned during the first period, we'll mention it again here, it's playoff hockey. Sometimes the whistles are different. We saw a lot of pushing and shoving. The physical work has increased. The referees are letting stuff go, but to a certain limit. We've seen it from the referees. If you're going to retaliate, you're going to get called. If you're going to snow a goaltender, you're going to get called. And they'll call it as they see it. 3 penalties, 2 on McGill, 1 for Concordia so far, and I wouldn't be surprised that we see more in the second and third period.
We've talked about it all year. If this Concordia side is able to stay disciplined, it's almost impossible to beat them. If you can't get on the man advantage against them, they're so sound in the 5-on-5, but Concordia has struggled with that all season, and they've been lucky in that first period. I think there's a couple calls there that could have maybe gone the other way. Clavette got away with a couple big pushes after the whistle. Rachel McIntyre got away with 1, potentially 2. And Lucier at the end there, as she did kind of start the pushing and shoving. Referees will tend to call offsetting penalties if there's enough pushing and shoving from 1 or 2 players, but they'll usually call it on the person first who started it all. And so far it has been McGill starting the pushing and shoving after the play. But don't be surprised, like Max said, if there's a lot more penalties. The referees will try and take control of this series in game one, because if you don't, it's just going to be hell let loose in the next 2 games.
Well, especially considering in the second period, it's a long change, so those stripping and hooking calls could increase as well if we get tired legs on the ice. But we'll wait and see to find out if McGill can get themselves back in the game, or will Concordia continue to drive home and show why they're the #1 team in the RSEQ and one of the top teams in Canada. After 20 minutes of play, it is 2-0 in favor of the Concordia Stingers. We'll be back in a couple minutes' time for the second period of Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals between McGill Martlets and the Concordia Stingers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Enmahar Arena as we are moments away from the start of second period of Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals between the Concordia Stingers and the McGill Martlets. After 20 minutes of play, it is 2-0 in favor of Concordia as we are moments away from both teams coming back to the benches. We'll go to the out-of-town scoreboard after 2 periods of play. Montreal lead 2-1 against the Bishop's Gators. That game being played at Sepsum. Goal scored from Montreal by Jade Picard and Catherine Prou. And for Bishops, it is Noémie Fontaine that scored the goal for the Gators. And that is how they got a 2-1 scoreline with 20 minutes to go in that game. Concordia back on the bench here. They lead 2-0. But McGill have not said their final words.
In the first 5 minutes of this period, I would love to see the McGill that we saw at the start of this game. It's the long change. It's the second period. This period really comes down to who can get the quickest shifts in, who can keep their players fresh, who can not get tired legs out there, and who can not turn over the puck in their own zone or get hemmed into their own zone. And if McGill can play like they did at the start of this game, they will be able to dominate this second period. But the tough thing for them is being able to hold that style of play for an entire 20 minutes, something that Concordia was able to break pretty quickly when they got that power play and capitalized on the second one.
Is India Benoit and Zoe Thibault on the face-off. Concordia will try to keep the momentum after the end of the first period. McGill are looking to bounce back. Referee giving final indications. Face-off won by Concordia, and we are underway for this second period. Puck flicked up in the air by Émile Lavoie, and puck cleared down the ice by McGill. It's Lavoie to take over. Benoit on the forecheck. Puck will go to the stick of Camille Richard. Richard falls to the ice, gets knocked over by Jordan Watson. No call. It goes to Miguel Chaillet. Chaillet's backhander finds Jordan Watson. Now on the other side, it's Bridget O'Hare. Move it out. It's a 4-on-2 for McGill. O'Hare trying to pass it to Chaillet. Chaillet backhand in front. Knocked away by Concordia. And it's Emilie Lucier with it. Lucier against Chloé Blanchard. Lucier goes to her left. Trying to pass it back in front. Can't find the stick of Lavoie on the first attempt. Lavoie able to recover on the forecheck. But now she'll go for the change. And the Martlets back with possession. Chaillet to O'Hare. O'Hare goes off the glass, finds the stick of Chloé Blanchard, icing waved off. Annika Cormier going quickly, trying to go around Béatrice Caron. Unsuccessful in that attempt. It's Pelowich off the backhand, trying to pass it to Cormier. Pass back in front. Garcia with possession for the Martlets. Garcia on the backhand, trying to find Kassem, blocked by Caron. Caron knocks it around the boards. Will find the stick of Mia Giles. She'll backhand it away. Kassem back with it. To Garcia. Garcia loses it. Now finally goes to Philippe Velpast. Trying to go around Cassie Blanchard, but Pelowich there to help. It goes to Courtney Rice. Rice waits, passing across, can't find Pelowich. Philippe Velpast back there to recover on the forecheck, but now it goes to neutral ice. Cormier to Garcia. Garcia waits, wrist shot, blocker saved by Jordan Verbeek. Back in front by Cassie Blanchard, knocked away by the stick of Verbeek this time. McIntyre to Rice. Now we're trying to find Rosalie Parent just too far from her stick. We'll go to Chloe Davis instead for the Martlets. Davis gets knocked over. Puck goes around the boards. We'll find Haley Neal. Neal, long pass, blocked by McIntyre, delayed offside, gives McGill some space to work. Goes back to Chloe Davis. Davis, long pass, knocked down by Cronwald, and she'll dump it in. Lavoie. Cross ice pass, finds Bidier, but lost it between her skates. Back to Cronwald it goes. Cronwald waits, goes back to the point for Neal. Neal trying to shoot it in front, gets deflected over the net. It goes, and he'll circle around, chasing after it is McIntyre. McIntyre finds Bidier. Now to Lavoie. Lavoie in the zone, cuts to the middle. Wrist shot blocked in front by Bidier by accident. Goes back to Lavoie, and she'll just dump it away. Neal loses it on the first attempt, collides with Leroux. Now it's Kate Furlong on possession. The point for Richard. Camille Richard back to Leroux. Leroux gets knocked into the boards, almost manages to stay up, and now we're going to have a penalty on the play, as it's going to be a holding call against Haley Neal, and a power play upcoming for Concordia.
I could see that one brewing from here, Max. Caron was attempting to keep the puck down in the zone, but she was unable to get to it because she was just getting held back. And this is exactly the opposite of what you want if you're McGill. Kind of needed some momentum. You got scored on late to make it 2-0. You were starting to get some opportunities in the offensive zone early on in that period, and it feels like kind of a replay of what happened in the first. You have some momentum, and then you take a penalty.
Behind the net, it's Lucier with it. To the point for Caron. Caron back to Lucier. Lucier waits, shoots it in front, scores! Lucier with the snipe. Concordia strikes again, and it's 3-0.
How many times have we seen her do that this season? She gets the puck on the lower right side on the power play and just takes a few strides to the top of the zone, looking for either a deflection or bodies in front to get a shot off like that. The last thing you want to do against this Concordia side is give up penalties. They've punished teams for it all season, and they punished McGill twice now as they're 2 for 3 on the power play, and it's their 2 highest scorers getting it done for their last 2 goals. It's Lucier to make it 3-0.
Puck dumped in by Concordia. Drapeau on the chase. It goes to Bridget O'Hare for the Martlets. Puck goes all the way back to Annie Robinson. Robinson can't find Drapeau. Goes back to Chaillet. Chaillet long pass blocked by Lucier, as she's the 3rd goal scorer for Concordia with a 3-0 lead in this second period. Thibault on the forecheck goes to Céline Cassem for the Martlets. Around the boards, we'll find Chaillet. Chaillet pushes it to neutral ice, but Caron will dump it back in. Concordia hemming the players in. Chaillet with it. Chaillet to Cormier. Cormier can't keep it. Dumped back in by Caron. Pressure continues to mount for Concordia in the Martlet zone. Courtney Rice trips up Taylor Garcia, and that's going to be a clear and obvious tripping call against Concordia. Chaillet with possession will backhand it back. Concordia trying to gain possession. They'll be able to do so now with Pelowich, and it's going to be a 2-minute power play for McGill upcoming.
The last place you want to take a penalty is hundreds of feet away from your own net. In the other end, you're on the offensive attack, you're on the forecheck, so obviously you want to be aggressive, but it's the second period. You don't want to be too aggressive. Max, you said this in the intermission. It's the long change. How many of those tired leg tripping calls are we going to see? And we've seen one early on in the second period as Courtney Rice takes a penalty, and now McGill an opportunity to strike back.
Elodie Boutin with it for the Martlets. Goes to Giles. Down low for Cassem. Back to Mia Giles. On the other side to Boutin. Both defenders exchange plays. Pass tipped in front. Cormier trying to get a shot. Can't do so. Drapeau tries to clear it. Kept in by McGill. Cormier to Cassem. Cassem backhands it to Giles. Manages to keep it in. Back down low for Cassem. Across for Boutin. Boutin lost possession of the puck, and it goes back to neutral ice. Martlets will have to reset. Giles to Cormier, blocked off by Concordia and backhanded away by the Stingers.
If you want to know how you can tell there's basketball players watching a hockey game, you can hear a defense chant going on as Concordia attempts to kill off their 2nd penalty of the game, and doing a great job so far at dumping the puck down the other way. We know how aggressive this penalty kill is on the forecheck and on the blue line, as we see Bedzier charging down on his forecheck as well. And because of that, they were able to score multiple shorthanded goals this season, even 2 on 1 penalty earlier this season.
Whistle sounds for the offside. We'll have a face-off just outside Concordia's zone. 52 seconds left on the power play for McGill. 14:22 left in the second period as Concordia leads 3-0. It's Rachel McIntyre, Emilie Lavoie, Ekaterina Pelowich, and Zoe Thibault out on the ice for Concordia. Megan Charbonneau, Jordan Watson with Taylor Garcia, Megan Chaillet, and Mika Chang, the second power play unit out on the ice for McGill. Face-off won by Concordia, dumped into the Martlet zone. They'll go to Mika Chang. Chang Goes across for Garcia. McGill enter Concordia zone. Garcia to Chaillet. Back to Garcia. On the left side to Chang. Chang back to the point for Chaillet. One-timer shot in front. Blocked and goes to the right side. Concordia trying to clear. It's McIntyre with possession. Now Lavoie gets it. Lavoie circles it around the boards. Goes to Thibault. And she'll be able to shoot it down the ice. Jade Rivard-Coulombe to collect it. Pelovic on the forecheck will go to Chaillet. 13 seconds left on the power play for McGill. They'll just have time to enter Concordia's zone and maybe get one shot off. Garcia on the right side. Still Garcia. Waits. Trying to pass it in front for Watson. Goes back to Garcia's stick. Garcia trying to find a passing lane. Now a shot in front by Giles. It's blocked. Chasing after it is Courtney Rice, but Jade Rivard-Coulombe will collect it. Pass it to Mia Giles. But forecheck up coming from Concordia. Manages to keep the puck in the zone. That pass shoots it in front. Deflected by Rice. Saved by Rivard-Coulombe. Whistle sounds and we'll have a stoppage in play.
Courtney Rice gets out of the Burns box after a very successful kill from the Stingers. Looked like she was going to have an opportunity on the breakaway, but the puck was just going a little too fast for her to catch up to it. But then again, on the forecheck, gets a great opportunity with the deflection up front. But Jade Rivard-Coulombe makes a nice save there to keep it at a 3-goal game.
Face off on the left side of the McGill netminder. Audrey Clavette with it. Clavette, backhander, can't find a target. Around the boards it goes. Robinson activates to keep it in. Puck goes to Cassie Blanchard for McGill. Blanchard, clearing attempt, blocked. Clavette with the hit after the fact. As Karatzis knocks it around the boards, it goes to Mia Giles. Giles finds Chloe Blanchard. Blanchard backhands it away. Jordan Verbeek dumps it around the boards, but it goes back to the stick of Blanchard. Blanchard off the boards, finds Cronwall. Cronwall trying to get some help from Karatzis. Puck still loose, finally picked up by O'Hare for the Martlets. O'Hare in front for Karatzis. She can't get a shot off. It goes to Kate Furlong. Furlong backhands it. Finds Lucier. Lucier with a partial break. Lucier waits, shoots it. Save by Rivard-Coulombe, but the whistle sounds. Will we have a penalty shot? No, it will just be a slashing call against the Martlets. And it's another power play upcoming. Referee will say that Lucier just didn't have enough time all alone to create that penalty shot, but it's 2 minutes nonetheless. And all things considered, Oliver, what would you rather have, a penalty shot or a 2-minute full power play?
I mean, it's Emily Lucier. I'd be pretty comfortable with having her take a penalty shot, but then again, you've got the best power play in the country. I'm also very comfortable if I'm Coach Chu. That's a great option either way. And Lucier, if I'm McGill, I'm also taking a penalty because Lucier on the breakaway is always scary. We know how skilled of a player she is, finishing second in points in U Sports this year. I would just take the penalty and be okay with it. Go and try and kill one more. You've killed one already this game. Go try and do it again.
Lavoie with a good move, trying to shoot it in front, can't get it to Jade Rivard-Coulombe, and the puck is dumped down the ice. Yes, McGill have killed one, Oliver, but the Concordia has also struck on the other two. 2 for 3 so far tonight. And now with possession is Angélie Jabin. She'll go to her left to Lavoie. Lavoie to Pelovic. Pelovic on the backhand. Looking for a pass. We'll go to the captain Drapeau. To the point for Jabin. Jabin juggles it for a second. Manages to recover. Goes back to Drapeau. Drapeau to Lavoie. Lavoie across for Jabin. Back to Lavoie it goes. Down low for Drapeau. One-timer saved by Rivard-Coulombe. Puck batted out of the air. Still loose. And the shot from Jabin will be called a hand pass. Whistle sounds with just over a minute left on the power play and 11:26 left in the second period.
Max, how many times have we watched in warm-up Emily Lavoie pass a puck from the point to Jessimo Drapeau at the right face-off circle looking for a one-timer? They're finally able to get an opportunity to use that on the power play. The puck goes up into the air and Pelovic just makes the hand pass, but a great opportunity for the Stingers as they get already their 19th shot of this game.
Beatrice Caron goes to Emilie Lucier. Lucier with some space in the middle. Still Lucier with it on the left side. Behind the net she goes. Goes to the point for Caron. Caron back down low for Lucier. Lucier to Parent. Parent looks, goes back down to Lucier. Lucier circles all the way up top, shoots it, saved by Rivard-Coulombe. Rebound! Parent skies it. Goes back to Thibault. Thibault to Caron. One-timer goes wide to the left side. 19 seconds left on the power play here for Concordia. Back to the point to Caron. Caron, wrist shot this time, blocked in front by Cassie Blanchard. Parent with it to Lucier. Lucier in the middle, will shoot in front, goes wide to the left side. Thibault back with it. Now to Caron. Caron, one time in front, can't get a deflection. Batted back in the air, backhander, finds the glove of Rivard Coulombe. Some pushing and shoving after the play between Cassie Blanchard and Emilie Lucier. Cooler heads prevail, and we'll have a face-off as now Concordia is set at 50% on the power play.
Emilie Lucier, someone that we see get involved in some talking, in some pushing and shoving in almost every game of the regular season. So no surprise that we've seen her a couple times already in these first two periods, in the first half of this game, as we're only 30 minutes in. Referees letting that one go as there wasn't too much there, but obviously getting it under control pretty quickly, not letting anything get out of hand.
Puck in the left corner, Boutin goes to Charbonneau. Charbonneau knocks into the boards by Courtney Rice, but it's Mika Chang with possession. Chang looking, will just dump it away. Around the boards to Charbonneau. Charbonneau loses possession. Delay Velpast on their horse on the left side. Velpast around one player, goes all the way behind the McGill net. Trying to pass it to the other side for Gaudreau. Instead finds Emilie Lavoie. Lavoie gets crossed up with Gaudreau by accident, but goes back to Velpast. Now to the point for Rice. Rice inside, shot by Gaudreau, goes wide to the right side. O'Hare knocks to the boards by Velpast. Will go to Miguel Chailly for the Martlets. Chailly spins around, finds O'Hare. Pressure coming from Concordia. O'Hare pass deflected by the stick of Cormier. Dumped back in by the Stingers. O'Hare recovers. O'Hare back to Chailly. Miguel Chailly dumps it around. Verbeek able to stop it. Will pass around the boards, deflected off the stick of Garcia, but moved forward by Concordia. Leroux to Clavette. Audrey Clavette on the right side. Still with it. Backhander in front. Can't find the stick of Furlong. Cormier back with possession. Cormier gets poked off the puck by Furlong, but now it's Céline Cassem with it for the Martlets. Partial 2-on-2. Cormier with it. Cormier trying to pass it back to Cassem. Will be able to find it. Cassem back in front. Can't find Garcia. Referee lost vision of the puck. Whistle sounds. We'll have a face-off. That's just unlucky for McGill, as Verbeek never really had it. It just the head referee lost vision of it, and we'll have a face-off on the left side of the Concordia Stingers netminder.
Watching that play back, the referee signaled towards the head area by the looks of it. Verbeek's helmet popped off for a half a second, and then a McGill player following up. So Camille Richard yet again getting involved after the play, protecting her goalie. Something that we don't see her do too often is get involved in the plays after the whistle, but doing so tonight, letting the message be known that they're not going to be able to mess with their goalie.
Bidzier dumps it in. Rivard Coulombe will play it behind her net. Around the boards goes to Cassem. Cassem to Garcia, loses it to Rosalie Parent. Caron. Now to Bidzier. Bidzier touches it, so the icing's waved off, but McGill will get possession. Back to Cassem it goes. 8:14 and counting left in this second period. Puck in front of Concordia's bench. Goes back to Bidzier. Finally, it's Chloé Blanchard with speed on the right side. Blanchard trying to go around Jobin. Cuts back in, shoots it. Blocked by Jobin. Parent around the boards will find the Concordia defender. Bidzier hemmed in the boards. Kept in by Jordan Watson for the Martlets. She gets knocked in by Jobin. Pass attempt blocked, but will be just outside the blue line, back to neutral ice. McGill have to reset. Bidzier on the forecheck, trying to go and get the puck from Chailly, but a good job from the McGill defender to keep possession. Chailly trying to backhand it, can't find Jordan Watson. Puck behind the net goes to Jobin. Finds Jessimo Drapeau. Drapeau, long pass to Lucier, gets a touch to it, and now she'll chase after it. Trying to backhand it, deflected, scores! Awkward play, but Lucier will take it as it finds the back of the net. Her second of the game, her second of the period, and it's 4-0 Concordia.
Drapeau just sends the puck forward. She sees Lucier at the opposite blue line. She says, go get it. And when you have the speed of Lucier, understandable, and a bit of an interesting goal there. She's able to just get the backhand on it, and it basically rolls over the glove. She's already got 2 in the game, 2 in this period, and she's starting her playoff campaign off strong.
Puck in the left corner. Lavoie pokes it to Thibault. Thibault trying to go back to Lucia. She goes against Mia Giles. Giles able to win that battle. Giles behind the net. Stops, resets, loses possession for a second. Drapeau to take over for Concordia. Puck on the right side of the boards. Charbonneau can't control it. Goes back to McIntyre. McIntyre dumps it in. Chasing after it is Lavoie. Courtney Rice there as well on the right corner. It's Rice with possession. Pelovic now. Pelovic knocks it to the boards. Puck still loose. Finally goes to Lavoie. Lavoie activates as a forward but loses the puck, and Chang will just flick it to neutral ice. Camille Richard back to Rice. Rice waits, shoots it in front. Pad save by Yvonne Coulombe. Rebound will only all go back to Annie Robinson at neutral. Trying to pass it for Rice, gets blocked off. Lily Vedpas will push it in. Giles knocked it to the boards by Vedpas, and that's going to be a penalty against the Concordia forward. Rice will touch it. Whistle sounds. It'll be a penalty for cross-checking on the Concordia forward. And with just less than 6 minutes to go, another power play opportunity coming out for the Martlets.
McGill is going to be able to get any sort of momentum going in this game. They've only got 26 minutes left. If they want to start a comeback, now is your opportunity. You've been gifted a power play, another opportunity in this second period. You've only gotten 1 shot this period. You've already had a power play opportunity. This is your chance to get back in this game, cut into the lead, maybe start building some momentum. And even if you can't win this game, you have to start thinking about winning periods and winning plays and trying to start to build something towards Saturday.
Face off on the right side of Verbeek. Puck was stuck in the face-off dot. Camille Richard takes it. Go to Lucie. Lucie tries to clear it. Only goes to the stick of Garcia. Lucie loses her stick. Has to go and recover it. Finally will take possession. And now going quickly is Jessimo Drapeau on the left side. Drapeau waits. Gets knocked off the puck. He'll finally go to Garcia. 2-on-2 here for McGill. Garcia on the right side. Goes around the boards. Still with it is Garcia. Trying to find a shooting lane or even a passing lane if she can. Goes all the way to the other side. Shoots. It goes over the net. Back to the point for Chang. To Chailly. Back down low for Chang. Chang. Back to the point. Martlets. Setting up in Concordia zone. Garcia back with it. Garcia goes around Lucie. Waits. Shoots it in front. Blocked off by Charbonneau by accident. But Martlets recover. Minute 4 and counting left on the power play. Chang with it. Waits. Wrist shot blocked by the shin of Caron. And dumped away by Jessimo Drapeau, and Concordia will be able to make some changes.
Concordia starting off that penalty kill well. Drapeau was able to get the puck out of the zone and try and create an opportunity for herself. McGill was able to win the puck back, but not able to get any solid shots off, as that's the first opportunity we've seen on net. And it was a dump in from center ice. Jordan Verbeek having a calm night in net so far, hasn't faced too many high danger chances. But obviously something that you don't really want as a goalie is to not get any shots on you, because you get a little bit tired, you get taken out of the game. You want to still be involved so you're able to be alert at all times.
Nia Giles to Boutin, back to Giles. Down low for Kassem. Kassem back to Giles. One-timer deflected off the skate of India Benoit. It goes to Lavoie and she'll push it forward. Puck to neutral ice. And McGill have to re-fire in Concordia's zone. Pushed in, 18 seconds left on the power play for McGill. Lavoie fakes the slap shot, but accidentally crossed over her teammate Jabin at the same time. So McGill managed to keep possession. Benoit to Kassem. To the point for Giles. Giles back down low for Kassem. Kassem shoots it, saved by Verbeek as Cormier was working as a screen. Whistle sounds, and we will have a face-off as some more talking after the play. McGill weren't happy with what Emile Lavoie did, but No penalty added to the play. Whistle sounds, and we will have a face-off just on the right side of the Concordia Stingers netminder.
If there's anybody on this ice that's going to protect their goalie, it's her roommate. It's Emily Lavoie. They've lived together for a few years. You can't go at her. That's not only her goalie, that's one of her best friends. So she's going to defend her with all she can.
Penalty has expired. We are back to 5-on-5. Joey Blanchard to O'Hare. O'Hare shoots it, saved by Verbeek. She never saw it. Rebound taken over by Concordia. It's Thibault with it. Thibault to Pelovic. Pelovic knocks it to the boards by Chaillet, and that's going to be a penalty against McGill. And just like that, Concordia go back to a power play. 3:35 remaining in the second period. It's an interference call against the McGill defender. And Concordia have a chance to make this 5.
Pelovic never really had control of the puck there, and Chaillet kind of just took her out of the play on the boards. And the referee was standing right there. A pretty easy call for her. And now Concordia, 50% on the night, 90% on the regular season. This is not a team that you want to keep giving power play opportunities to because they will continue to strike.
Jobin to Drapeau. Drapeau to Bidier. Bidier to Pelovic. One-timer. Glove save by Rivard Coulombe. Whistle sounds and Concordia will regroup.
This lineup with Drapeau at the lead, the one without Lucier, you look at them to try and get the bumper play going a little bit more. It's either going to be Bidier in front of that or Pelovic, because Drapeau will be set up on this right face-off circle, and then they'll have somebody under the net looking for the pass to the middle.
Drapeau switching to the left side now. Lavoie back to Drapeau, can't control it. Goes back to neutral ice, and Jobin will retake possession for Concordia. Puck goes off the skate of Lavoie, but it finds Cronwall. Cronwall will just dump it away. Could have potentially passed it to Charbonneau, but instead will just play it safe and let her teammates go for a change. As the second power play unit is about to hop on here for Concordia, but it stays with Lavoie, trying to pass across her. Pelovic only finds the stick of Drapeau. Goes back to the point for Jobin. Jobin back to the Concordia captain. Drapeau all the way to the point. Will shoot it in front. Saved by Rivard Coulombe. Rebound. Cannot be cleared away by Haley Neal. And it goes back to Jobin. Drapeau. Back to Jobin at the point. Down low for Drapeau. One-timer saved by Rivard Coulombe. And cleared away by McGill. 49 seconds and counting left on the power play for the Stingers.
Drapeau trying to take a page out of her fellow All-Stars book there. Does the little Lucier skate around to the top. And then she gets another opportunity on her right face-off circle looking for that one-timer.
Speaking of the devil, it's Lucier with possession behind the net. Circles around. Goes back to the point for Caron. Across to Richard. Richard down low for Thibault. Thibault passing in front. Puck loose. Rivard Coulombe can't control it. Whistle sounds. They'll call the no goal. They'll say that Rivard Coulombe collected it and then it was pushed in after the fact. So it remains 4-0. And we'll have a face-off in McGill zone. 22 seconds left on the power play. Minute 56 left in the second.
Giving credit to the referees, they're going to be blowing the whistle quicker when the goalie has the puck because they do not want any extra shots towards them, as there has been lots of them and lots of pushing and shoving ensuing after them. The whistle had blown before the puck had crossed the line, so a good call there by the refs.
Thibault to Caron. Caron, one-timer blocked in front by Kassem. Will wait before clearing it. Instead, she'll just go for a skate herself. Kassem loses possession. Cormier will get it back. However, back in front. Kassem trying to shoot it, but it's poked away by Jordan Verbeek as we're back to 5-on-5. Cassie Blanchard trying to pass it in front. Blocked by Thibault. Puck in the left corner. Caron with it. Will go to Parent. Parent leaves it for Camille Richard. Richard around one McGill player. Still Camille Richard with it. Goes around Blanchard. Richard activating as a forward as Concordia will make some changes behind her. Puck goes to Lucier. She'll shoot it. Deflected. Goes over the net. Puck in the left corner. Furlong gets knocked into the boards. Pardon me, Leroux gets blocked into the boards. Clavet can't control it. Goes all the way to the point for McIntyre. Last minute of play in this second period. Shot scores! With the screens in front, it's Lavoie to get her second of the game. and it's 5-0.
That fourth line doing what they do best, hemming the other team in their own zone, putting constant pressure. That's the fourth line that's able to get the puck back out to Rachel McIntyre before she eventually left it off to her defensive partner in Emilie Lavoie. And she gets her second goal of the game, as there were plenty of bodies in front as screens there. It is 5-0 Stingers.
It's Boutin, dumps it in. Charbonneau with it with 40 seconds left in the second period. Charbonneau trying to pass it in front. Puck loose, goes behind the net. Mika Chang trying to pass it back in front herself. Goes back to Charbonneau. She'll shoot it in front. Blocked by Gaudreau. Puck loose. Goes back to the stick of Gaudreau. And she'll go to Courtney Rice. Rice chases after it. Around the boards. Finds Gaudreau. Gaudreau backhander in front. Knocked away by Rivard Coulombe. Goes to the point for Jabin. Jabin will shoot it in front. It's blocked. Puck loose. Rice will shoot it. Goes over the net. 10 seconds left in the second period. Puck dumped away. Ani Robinson will collect it with 5 seconds. Will try to pass it forward to Rice. That puck will go all the way to Chaillet. The whistle will sound. The horn will go. And that is how the second period will conclude. 3 goals in the second period. 2 by Lucier, 1 by Lavoie. And Concordia have taken full control of this game after 40 minutes of play. It is 5-0 in game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. We'll break down all the action transpired in the second period and preview the third in a couple minutes time as you're watching the McGill Martlets facing off against the Concordia Stingers here at Mahar Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second period intermission report here at Mahar Arena. Max McGill, Oliver Richmond with you. 40 minutes have gone by, and it's control going all the way in favor of the Concordia Stingers. They lead 5-0 after 40 minutes of play. 2 goals in the period scored by Emilie Lucier, 1 with less than a minute to go by Emilie Lavoie. And for McGill, just nothing going well for them in this game. They'll try their best to get as many goals back in the third period, but you mentioned it in the second. At this point, it's a situation of trying to win some of the plays, trying to win the next period, and move on and try to gain momentum for game 2.
It looked like McGill was maybe going to be able to bounce back the first minute and a half of that second period. They were looking really solid, able to get Concordia on their heels a little bit, but then they ended up taking another penalty, something that has just riddled their entire game. It's been the story of this game, McGill taking penalties, and it's killed them. Yes, they've been able to kill off 3, but Concordia has been able to capitalize on 2 of them, and then scoring that 5th goal quickly after that 5th power play expired. And now for McGill, it's building towards Saturday. Can you go out and win this third period potentially? Can you go out and improve some things? What can you work on? What can you build on? And then try and extend this series on Saturday.
Speaking of building upon for Concordia, they'll build on the 5-0 lead that they have right now. It hasn't been a perfect game for them. They've gone penalties. They've had a couple times where they've struggled to maintain possession. So there's still some stuff that they need to correct and adjust in that third period heading into game 2 as well.
Nobody's perfect, and especially a whole team as a collective isn't going to be perfect. They've had some turnovers in their own zone that have led to a couple of opportunities, and there's sometimes that they haven't been too into the play. They've been a little bit lazy on the puck, some weak dump outs that have led to opportunities for McGill to spring on them. McGill just isn't capitalizing on those at all, making too many high danger chances, only 8 shots through 2 periods. So you're not going to be able to test a goalie, especially one as talented as Jordan Verbeek, if you're only going to get 8 shots on her.
One thing is for sure is that the superpowers of Concordia, being Jessimo Drapeau, the MVP of the RSEQ, along with Émilie Lucie and Émilie Lavoie, have shown up to play, and they are the goal scorers for the Stingers.
We saw at the tail end of the season, it was a lot of lines 2 through 4 for Concordia starting to add into the play, starting to score goals, starting to make plays. Teams were kind of starting to figure out ways to stop that first line, which understandably that should be your entire game plan, is how can we stop that first line. But come playoff time, they look like different players. They've gotten all 5 goals for Concordia tonight, and they're looking strong as ever as they look to make another Nationals run.
Well, we still have 20 minutes to go, so we'll see what happens here at Mahar Arena. But after 40 minutes of play, it is 5-0 in favor of the Concordia Stingers facing off against the McGill Martlets. We'll be back in a couple minutes' time with the start of the third period as you're watching Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mahar Arena as we are moments away from the start of the third period between the Concordia Stingers and the McGill Martlets in Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. Winner of this series will go on to the U Sports National Championship and also wait for the victor between Bishops and the Carabins. Speaking of which, in the out-of-town scoreboard, they are tied at 2 and they are heading to overtime. We had a feeling that series was going to be tightly contested. Home ice advantage going to the Carabins for this series. So the game is being played as we speak at Sepsum, but they are going to overtime as Bishops are trying to play spoiler in Game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals between both of these teams. Back here at Mahar Arena, moments away from the start of the third, Concordia have a comfortable 5-0 lead. And for McGill, it's just play every 1 minute at a time and see how much fight you have left before Game 2 on Saturday.
You got to send a message in this third period that no matter the score, no matter what's going on in the game, we're not going to give up. The series isn't over. We still got at least one more game, and it's in your home arena. So McGill, definitely going to be a message-sending period. Expect them to keep the intensity, trying to send a message, maybe get 1 to 2 goals, win this period would be the best-case scenario for them at the moment. Obviously a comeback, but that seems pretty unlikely at this time.
India Benoit with possession as the third period is underway. Puck goes down the ice. It will be an icing call against the McGill Martlets. Down back to the other side we go, and we'll have a face-off. For Concordia, they also have a message to send here is we won't let you get any chances to try and come back or get a goal in, and we are going to show why we are the #1 team in the RSEQ.
They're definitely going to want to send a message not only to McGill, but to the other 2 teams in the RSEQ that they're thinking, hey, whoever we see in the RSEQ final, we want them to be scared to play us. Obviously, Bishop's the only team to beat Concordia this year, and they've done it twice, once at their house and once here in Ed Mahar Arena. So Concordia still has some stuff to prove.
Jordan Watson dumps it away. Unfortunately, that's going to be, nope, it will be an icing call, actually. As puck goes for Levi Paz. Now Chloé Blanchard keeps it in. Concordia trying to get out of their zone. Puck will go to Tanguy Jabin. Will backhand it. Beatrice Caron will let it go. Pelowich now with possession. Pelowich loses it. Fed pass as well will lose it. Garcia trying to recover. Puck between a couple skates finally goes to the Stingers. And Courtney Rice has to circle back as Kassem on the forecheck. Rice doing a good job maintaining possession. We'll go back to Jabin. Jabin still hasn't gone for a change yet. Now she'll finally go as the puck goes to Rosalie Parent. Parent shoots it, goes wide to the left side. Bidier loses it to Céline Kassem. Now Bidier back with possession. Collision between Cormier and Bidier. Luckily both players back on their skates. Puck goes to Gaudreau. Gaudreau's pass takes a couple deflections. Bidier can't control it. Puck will go down. Still in front of Martlet's bench. Finally Mika Chang with it. Goes to Garcia. Garcia on the left side. Wade trying to pass it across for Chang. Can't get a shot off. The puck goes into the right board. Juliette Leroux with it. Leroux on the left. All alone in McGill zone. Still Leroux. Chases after it. Cassie Blanchard can't get the puck off of Leroux's stick. A couple good moves by Mika Chang. We'll give it to Taylor Garcia. Garcia dumps it into the left corner. Mia Giles chases after it with Camille Richard. Richard wins that battle. As Audrey Clavette loses it to Charbonneau. Goes back to Giles, now to Chailly. Chailly shoots it in front, blocked by Furlong. Richard trying to recover. Furlong there to help. Puck in front of Martlet's bench. It's finally Furlong with it to dump it away. Behind the net it goes. It's Mia Giles to take over. Giles, long pass. Goes through a couple players. Finds Annie Robinson. Robinson had her head up, lost possession, goes back to Lucie. Lucie's pass hits a skate. It's India Benoit back with it. Benoit gets poked off the puck for a second. Now it's Zoe Thibault to push it forward. Thibault pokes it with her stick, and now will finally take over. Lucie on the left side. Still Emilie Lucie. Gets knocked off the puck for a second. Now we'll circle it around. Zoe Thibault slows it down. Goes back to Lucie. Lucie wrap around. Save by Yvonne Coulombe. Rebound, puck loose. Covered up by the Martlets netminder. A bit more pushing and shoving at the end. Whistle sounds. We'll have a face-off. And Oliver, just your thoughts on the coaching staff of McGill keeping Jade Rivard-Coulombe in this game despite being 5-0.
She has their 2 wins this season. She's been their best goalie all season, so you're obviously going to want to keep her in the game. Maybe let her get a little bit of confidence before that game on Saturday. It's most likely that she was going to start either way, no matter if she got pulled here tonight or if she kept playing. She was probably going to be the starting goalie on Saturday. She's their best goalie, so it makes complete sense. I'm not too surprised by the decision from Coach Cecire. Jade Rivard-Coulombe, she's made 24 saves this game. She's made some tough saves. She's made some good ones. But she's also had some unlucky bounces not go her way. We saw Lucier's second goal just kind of rolled over her pad and went into the back of the net, but she's still a great goalie. She just needs the confidence to go back out there and make some big saves for her side.
Thibault to the point for McIntyre. Now to Jessimo Drapeau. Thibault lost possession. Goes back to Lucie. She'll lose it. Around the boards it goes. We'll find Jabin. Jabin trying to find Lucie. Blocked off by Watson. Now Jessimo Drapeau recovers. Couple good moves by the Concordia captain. We'll find Jabin. We'll poke it forward and keep possession on the forecheck. Backhander. We'll find Blanchard. Blanchard to Watson. Watson in Concordia zone. McIntyre dumps it around the backhand. Pelowicz loses it to Jabin. Jabin now will go to Frédéric Velpost. Velpost on the left will shoot it. Goes behind the net. Chloe Davis trying to clear it away. Céline Kassem knocks it down. Finally goes to Robinson. Robinson shoots it in front. Goes wide to the left side. Behind the net it goes. Kassem trying to pass it, but it's intercepted. Velpost now to Rice. The puck goes over a stick. Robinson with it now. Robinson to Velpost. Velpost loses the puck to Kassem. Kassem, her pass, cannot find a teammate. Will go to Camille Richard, and she'll dump it back in. Delayed offside. So McGill will have some room to work with. Neal, back to Kassem. Kassem to Cormier. Cormier will just push it forward in Concordia territory. Verbeek around the boards will go to Bidier. Bidier loses possession. Robinson there to help. Robinson trying to pass it to Bidier, intercepted by Garcia. Goes to the point for O'Hare. O'Hare shoots it in front, blocked by Parent. Parent flicks it to neutral ice. And now a big collision between Gaudreau and Chailly, no call. Puck on the right side, in Concordia territory. Robinson, backhander. Ducharme leaves it to Gaudreau. Concordia breakout. Gaudreau, pass it to Parent. Parent lost control of the puck. And Chailly will push it all the way down to Concordia's side of the ice. Lavoie to regroup for the Stingers. Lavoie, long pass, will find Bidier. Bidier attempts to go around Blanchard. Unsuccessful in that attempt. 5.5 minutes gone by as Blanchard blew a tire. Now Furlong fighting for it. Around the boards, Mia Giles recovers for the Martlets. Giles gets it to Lindsay Blondin. Blondin on the right side, dumps it off the backhand. McIntyre will get there first for Concordia. She'll dump it around the boards. Camille Lavoie with possession. Leaves it behind for McIntyre. McIntyre back to Lavoie. Will deflect it off her skate. Will go to Kate Furlong. Furlong will push it forward. No call as she collides with Cassie Blanchard. Rivard-Coulombe will just control it. Whistle sounds and will have a stoppage in play.
Curious to see the way that Coach Chu decides to run the lines in this third period. Probably going to want to get everybody as much ice time as they can. They've got the lead. They've most likely got the win tonight. There's under 14 minutes to go in this third period. It's going to be a very difficult comeback if they want to get it. So Chu probably wants to get everybody ice time, get familiar with what it feels like to play in a playoff game, get all, if there are any nerves, out of their systems and get ready for the game on Saturday.
Puck along the boards. Lucie trying to pass it. Jabin gets blocked off by a couple Martlets players. Puck still loose. Finally goes to Caron. Trying to pass it to Lavoie, but the puck jumps over her stick. Drapeau can't control it. Boutin pass it to Chang. Mika Chang with some space on the left. Chang trying to pass it across for Charbonneau. Can't find her target. Concordia's captain, Jessimo Drapeau, with it now. Drapeau leaves it to Caron. Caron to Lucie. Lucie with 2 goals this evening as Concordia leads 5-0. You see, can't find a pass, so she gets intercepted off the puck. The puck will go down to Camille Richard. Goes off the boards, finds Frédéric Velpas, and now gets it Pelowich in some space. Pelowich waits, backhands it in front, nobody home. As Blanchard trying to pass it across, but it only finds the stick of Pelowich. Pelowich to the point for Richard. Richard just dumps it to the right corner. Puck will go to Courtney Rice. Rice works on the backhand, still Courtney Rice. Goes to Camille Richard, miscommunication. Richard has to settle back in neutral zone. Robinson dumps it away. Mia Giles gets there first. Giles loses possession. Blanchard trying to keep it, blocked off by Courtney Rice. Back to McIntyre it goes. McIntyre's pass, fans on it. It goes to Jordan Watson. Watson trying to create some space, and there's going to be a penalty called against Concordia on the play. Power play upcoming for McGill. It's Courtney Rice that's going to go to the box for a slashing. And the Martlets will have another power play opportunity. 12-11 left in the third period.
So on one end, Pelowich looks like she has another opportunity to get a goal. She's had 3 grade A chances, just the puck falling off her stick almost every time. McGill comes back down the other way, and Courtney Rice takes her second penalty of the game. So if you're McGill, this is where you start building momentum. This is your opportunity to win the period. Start working hard, trying to send a message before the next game.
As Watson took a shot in front, now another one saved by Verbeek. And Lavoie will just slap it down the ice. Chaillet plays it from behind her net. Close to 30 seconds already gone by in this power play. Taylor Garcia loses possession. Lavoie gets it back. And now she'll just flip it forward. Bidzier could have gone for a breakaway, but instead it goes back to the Martlets netminder. And Mia Giles will refire in her own zone.
Concordia doing a great job of just keeping the puck out of their zone. Obviously, that's the last thing you want on a power play, but Concordia, their penalty kills look solid all night.
Mika Chang has Camille Richard against her. Back to Giles it goes. She'll just dump it in. Around the boards finds Garcia. Garcia pressured by Beatrice Caron. Puck loose behind the net. Back to Garcia it goes. Garcia trying to shoot it in front, but good stick work by Zoe Thibault. To the point it goes from Giles. Down to Garcia. Garcia waiting. Now we'll shoot it. Go wide to the left side. Try to take advantage of the screen, but overshoots it on the left. Giles with it has to go all the way back to her own zone as the Martlets make some changes. 35 seconds left on the power play for McGill.
Every time McGill looks like they're going to get a shooting lane, Concordia does a great job at getting a stick on the puck and not letting any full force shots get towards net.
Puck poked away for a second, but down low it goes. Cormier finds Kassem. Kassem to Chaillet. Chaillet waits, dumps it away. Cormier waits for it. Puck loose, still loose. Verbeek trying to get to it. Who has possession? It's still behind the net. Now the wraparound from Cormier, and she'll score. McGill's captain strikes on the power play, and McGill get their first of this evening with 10-12 to go.
They hadn't had a shot all period, and that's their first one, and it gets by Jordan Verbeek. A bit of a weird one as the puck was stuck behind the net for what felt like about 10 seconds, and in the dying seconds of that power play, they're able to get one by, and that's how you build on it. That's momentum right there. Their power play sitting at 6% all season, but now they're able to capitalize on their fourth opportunity on the power play tonight.
Face off one by Concordia, and we are back underway. Annie Robinson to Camille Richard. Now to Gaudreau. Gaudreau gives it to Courtney Rice. Rice with some space in the middle, blocked off by Megan Cronwall. Cassie Blanchard dumps it away. Puck loose, and now a 2-on-1 opportunity here for McGill. It's Blanchard and Cronwall. Joey Blanchard waits, shoots, it goes wide to the right side. Never caught net, only caught glass behind. The puck is dumped back in by McGill. Verbeek leaves it down, it goes to Courtney Rice, but the puck jumps over his stick. Chang knocked into the boards by Rice. Pass forward by Robinson, intercepted by McGill. And the puck goes down to Camille Richard. Richard loses the puck between her skates. Finally, it'll go back to Gaudreau. Now Gaudreau's getting pressured by Mika Chang. Gaudreau now with speed on the left side. Still Gaudreau. Finally will just clear it away, and McGill will have to restart in their own zone.
Fourth line heading out there. We haven't seen too much of the first line so far this period, but after that goal, I bet you we will be seeing them again, as they're not going to want to lose a single period in this game tonight. They're going to hope to go out there and get one more. Like I said, both these teams are trying to send a message. This game might be over. It might be won by the Stingers, but both teams with plenty to play for still on Saturday.
Charbonneau to Cassie Blanchard, leaves it back to Charbonneau, goes to Juliette Leroux now for Concordia. Leroux, long pass, can't find the stick of Clavette. Down the ice it goes, icing waved off. Nia Giles will backhand it behind her. Circles around Tanika Cormier, the McGill captain, with the lone goal for McGill in this third period, as they are still down 5-1. Garcia trying to pass it across, can't find Giles, but it goes back to Cormier. Cormier knocks it to the right corner. Kassem to Garcia. Garcia, pass in front, blocked off. Puck still loose in between a couple skates. Garcia back with possession for McGill. Garcia, down low for Kassem. Kassem, her pass will only go back to neutral ice. Cassie Blanchard recovers in front of her own bench. Blanchard to Chailly. Chailly, long pass, finds Chloé Blanchard, but it's deflected out of play. Whistle sounds, and we'll have a stoppage with 7:49 left in the third period. And we have a final between the Carabins and the Bishop's Gators. It is the Carabins de l'Université Montréal that take game one as they win 3-2 in overtime. It is Jade Picard playing the role of the hero for the Carabins, her second of the game. And the Carabins will look to end the series at Bishop's on Saturday and get their ticket into the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship, and their ticket as well to the RSEQ final. Megan Chailly off the glass. Will only find the stick of Béatrice Caron. Now to Julie Jobin. Jobin, her pass blocked by India Benoit, and McGill now will try and go back into Concordia's zone. Backhand pass from Benoit, however, intercepted almost by Concordia. Now it goes to Béatrice Caron, and she'll dump it away. Lucie on the chase. Yvonne Coulombe to collect it. Dangerous pass. It's intercepted by Concordia. Lucie waits at the point. Deflected in front. Pelowich couldn't get in on Jean-Yvonne Coulombe. Puck still loose. Chailly fighting against Pelowich. Puck behind the net. Both teams trying to fight for possession. Velpas keeps it in McGill's zone. Pelowich fighting against to get it, but the puck will go all the way back to Ani Robinson. She'll go to Camille Richard. Now to Ekaterina Pelowich. Pelowich circles around. Backhands it to Frédéric Velpas. Now to Richard. Richard shoots it in front, deflected away to the left side. 6:27 remaining in this third period. Ani Robinson to Courtney Rice. Rice waits. Still Rice with it. Circles back around. Goes to the point for Richard. She'll shoot it in front. Blocked by accident by Pelowich. Puck stays in the left side. Batted down by Pelowich. No high stick. Puck kept in McGill's zone. Finally will go to Robinson. She'll dump it back in. But that puck will just go into McGill's bench instead. Whistle sounds. We'll have a stoppage in play with just under 6 minutes to go in the third.
A great job there. We know how quick of a player Pelowich is, and she does a great job on the forecheck every single game. She's an Energizer bunny out there for the Stinger side on the forecheck, doing a great job. And Courtney Rice as well. A few shots there from Camille Richard from the point, looking for a deflection up front from Pelowich. But Pelowich was just unable to get it on the McGill netminder to really test her at all.
David can't find a passage yet. Leroux, and now it's Elodie Blondin with some space on the left side. Blondin waits, shoots in front, blocked by Lavoie. Rebound still loose, taken over by McGill as Mika Chang will backhand it to the point for Chloe Davis. Davis dumps it in. Goes back to Elodie Boutin. Boutin trying to shoot in front, pass in front, deflected by the stick of Juliette Leroux. Whistle sounds, and we will have a face-off as we'll play it just on the right side of Jordan Verbeek. And all things considered for McGill, they have been the team with the most pressure in the third, have the goal. So all things considered, they are playing to what their coaching staff wanted, is to play until the final whistle, and they're winning this third period.
Send a message for Saturday, and it's exactly what they're doing. Outplaying Concordia in this third period, doing a great job at keeping the pressure, winning the neutral zone battles, and trying to get odd player advantages into the other zone.
As Rosalie Parent now trying to get some space in the middle, gets blocked off. Jobin keeps it in, dumps it around the boards. McGill gets there first with a Martlet. She'll pass over for Taylor Garcia. Garcia controls it, but we're going to have a penalty on the back end of the play. It's Chaillet to go to the box. A cross-check is the call. And it's a power play upcoming here for Concordia, as they can now take over and try to take possession, as we saw just in the left corner of our screens here. And it was a cross-check in the back. And now the Stingers have a chance to strike one more time.
Just like the football and basketball teams are saying, you can't do that. And you definitely can't. A cross-check to the back behind the play, right in front of a referee. Going to be a pretty easy call. And if one thing, McGill felt like they were getting some momentum, you don't want this Stingers power play to continue momentum going into Saturday.
Puck goes to Zoe Thibault. We'll go to the point for Caron. Caron knocks the puck down, goes to Lucie. Lucie thought about shooting it, lost control of it, so just decides to refire to Caron. Caron will shoot it in front. It gets blocked. Rosalie Parent chases after it. Parent knocked it to the boards on the left side. Puck still loose. Finally goes to the point for Richard. Richard to Thibault. Thibault shoots it in front, goes on and hits the side of the net. Back to the point for Richard. Has to knock it down. We'll find Thibault. Thibault to Caron. Now to Lucie. Lucie goes all the way to the top of the key. Now goes to Caron. Caron down low, shoots it in front, goes behind the net. Thibault, pass it to Richard. Richard loses possession. Will manage to keep it in, however. Thibault backhands it to Lucie. Less than a minute to go in this third period. In this power play, pardon me. Less than 4 minutes to go in this period. Puck goes to neutral ice. Camille Richard will pass it to the other side. It's Beatrice Caron. Will find Lucie. Lucie has to circle back. Caron with possession will go back to Lucie. Lucie. Pass over for Pelovic. Pelovic against Cassie Blanchard. Stays with Pelovic. Leaves it behind for Bidier. Bidier to the point for Lavoie. Now to Jobin. Jobin down to Drapeau. Drapeau trying to pass it to Lavoie. Miscommunication. That puck goes down the ice, and with 20 seconds left, Concordia will just have time to enter McGill's zone. It's Lavoie with possession, coming in with speed. Goes to Drapeau. Drapeau waits. Pass across for Pelovic. She'll shoot it in front. Blocked by McGill player and cleared away by the Martlets. Penalty will expire. It will go back to 5-on-5 with less than 3 minutes to go in this third period. Concordia leading 5-1.
Pelovic has left her print on this game defensively and on the forecheck, but she's definitely going to be feeling like she could have left a bit of a different mark on this game. She's had multiple goal-scoring opportunities, just not able to get the best shots off.
Gaudreau had a shot there herself, just missed it over the net. Now Bidier will dump it away. She gets knocked over, and it's going to be a penalty against McGill once again. And at this point, it's just a case of undisciplinedship from McGill. Haley Neal speaking with Noémie Gaudreau as Bidier got knocked over by the McGill defender right there after the play. And it's going to be another power play opportunity for Concordia. And if you're some of the Stingers, including Lucie and Lavoie, heck, 2:39 left. You got 2 goals in this game. Why not and try go for the hat trick?
Lucie definitely very unselfish on that last power play. She kept looking for Caron on the right point. And it's because Lucie on the power play likes to do that little drag to the top. She likes that high point shot. But defenders are starting to just stay with her and leave the defender wide open on the right point.
Lucie with possession, goes to the point for Caron. Caron, back down low for Lucie. Lucie thought about shooting it, goes back to Caron. Caron shoots in front, deflected off the stick of Parent. As the puck will go to McGill. She tries to clear it away, but good move by Parent to keep it in. Goes back to Lucie. Lucie, now she'll shoot it. Saved by the glove of Yvonne Coulombe. Whistle sounds. We'll have a face-off with 2:10 left in the third and a minute 31 left on the power play for Concordia as they'll put out their first power play unit on the ice. Next game between Concordia and McGill, game 2, elimination game for McGill, will be played on Saturday. That game at McConnell Arena at 3 o'clock. Face off on the right side of Jarry-Coulombe. Won by McGill. It goes to the point for Jessimo Drapeau. Drapeau to Lavoie. Lavoie to Germain. One-timer saved by Rival-Coulombe. She'll cover it up. Whistle sounds and we'll regroup.
Some frustration definitely boiling over for McGill as we've seen them take 2 silly penalties, you could say, 2 that were very avoidable from them. And then after every whistle, they're definitely some pushing and shoving, and it's mostly coming from that McGill side. Totally understandable. You're frustrated. You felt like you controlled the start of the first 2 periods and even the start of this 3rd period, which they did dominate, and they were able to capitalize on that finally, but things just haven't been going their way. Only 1 shot in this period.
Didier to Jobin. Across for Lavoie. Down low for Drapeau. Drapeau goes to Lavoie, shoots, it goes over the net. We've seen that move many a time, but that one just goes skyward. And Concordia will refire. Drapeau to Bidier. Now it goes to Angélique Jobin. 47 seconds and counting left on this power play for Concordia. 1:20 left in the 3rd, and the puck gets dumped all the way back down the ice. Ani Robinson will recover for the Stingers.
We've seen that play once this year. We saw that play last year. You were fortunate enough to be on the call for it last year. I was fortunate enough to be on the call for this year. We know those 2 players like to link up, especially on the power play. And when you're looking for your hat-trick goal, you really want it, but Lavoie just sending that one a little bit high.
Last minute of play in this 3rd period. Concordia will take game 1 and will go to McConnell Arena trying to punch their ticket to the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship. As the power play expires, we are back to 5-on-5, and the puck is in the left corner. Now a shot in front, saved by the glove of Jarry-Coulombe. It was Annie Robinson taking the shot. We'll have 31.8 seconds left on the clock. Concordia will bring out their broken second line as Gaudreau in for Pelowich, as it's Courtney Rice and Philly Velpas there as well.
McGill doing what they set out to do in this 3rd period. They won the period as of now. There's still 30 seconds left, obviously, but building some momentum, maybe sending a bit of a message. Obviously, not the most concrete message as it was only on 1 shot and it was a bit of a weird play. But hey, a goal is a goal. That's all that matters when it comes down to it. And they're going to need to win on Saturday. They're going to need to score more than 1 if they're going to have to beat this Concordia side.
Especially they scored it on the power play. That's the other important note for McGill. So they could say to themselves, this penalty kill of Concordia can bleed. As the puck gets dumped down the ice, the final horn will sound. And game 1 goes in favor of the Concordia Stingers. They win by a final score of 5-1. And we go to game 2 on Saturday at McConnell Arena at 3 p.m.
A great win for the Stingers. No better way to start the playoffs off than with a dominant win, and they showed dominance. Apart from the starts of pretty much each period, they looked like the better team. McGill maybe had about 15 minutes where they were the way better team. They put pressure on Concordia, and they did a great job, and they're able to score 1 in that 3rd period. But you got to be able to sustain that kind of play for 20 minutes straight and then 60 minutes in total if you're going to want to win a hockey game. And Concordia got a best of those 60 minutes. They were able to put 5 up on 32 shots. A great win for them as they look to go get that national title this year.
If game 3 is necessary, it will be on Sunday, and that game will be at 7 p.m. But first, both teams have to play game 2. That game at 3 o'clock on Saturday at McConnell Arena at McGill University. A win and Concordia clinches their ticket to the U Sports National Championship. That will conclude it for us here at Mahar Arena. 5-1 is the final score as Concordia salutes the crowd and take game 1 of the RSEQ semifinals. For my partner, Oliver Richmond, I've been Maxim Kedda. Thank you all for joining us on this Thursday evening for everyone at the production team and everyone at the stats team, we wish you all a good night, and we'll see you all next time.